Good afternoon, my name is Sebastian and I'm going to be speaking to you about the disinvestment strategy. So to start off, what is a disinvestment strategy? A disinvestment strategy is when a business downsizes, reduces, or closes a part of their total activities. So this involves eliminating or reducing a part of the company, maybe a product line that is no longer generating results for them or the revenue that they would expect. So when they do this, they close it down, for example, they're going to be focusing those resources on another part of the company that does actually generate revenue for them. So eliminate or reduce weaknesses. If we look at it from the four priorities from the fourth step that we have been seeing in class, we have threats, opportunities, strength, and weaknesses. With this strategy, we focus on the weaknesses pretty much by eliminating or reducing them. So as we mentioned, we have a part of the company that is no longer generating revenue or resources, so that is a weakness. So what we're going to do is eliminate that and focus the company on something else that is going to generate value for us. So with this strategy, what results can the company expect? First off, which would be a very important one, would be the savings. So when we close down or reduce this part of the company, we're no longer going to be pretty much wasting resources on something that is not generating value for us. So by closing it down, we are going to be saving all the costs that are needed for that part of the company, and we're going to be using them for something else that is going to generate value for us. So as we said, we're no longer going to be spending money on this cost, so we're going to have improved cash flow. And lastly, a very important one is the time that we're going to have to focus on another part of the company that is going to generate value. So since we're not going to have all these people working on a certain part of the company that is not just performing as we would wish, we're going to have more time to focus our resources somewhere else that is going to long-term and short-term generate more value for us. So to apply this strategy, what are the most important resources needed? So to be able to apply it, it is going to be essential to have an alternative when closing or reducing a part of the business. So since we're going to do that, close it down, we're going to need something else that is going to generate value for us. So we need that alternative or a plan B and even C that is going to be able to help the company keep performing and generating value in the meantime when we close this other part down. Another important part is going to be having a capable workforce that is going to be able to apply this strategy and work through it. So importantly, we're going to need good financial planners and directors that are going to guide the company through this investment period. So what are the advantages and the disadvantages? So the disadvantages are pretty obvious. They're going to appear in the initial part of the strategy when the disinvestment is being applied. During this time, the company is going to have to invest time into shutting or reducing that part of the company, and they are going to have to accept the loss of the resources that they have invested into this part, even if they can maybe even salvage some of it by selling certain parts that this area of the company use, like machinery or other resources that they use for that part of the company. But this disadvantages, the idea of the strategy is turning it into advantages, which is going to be the company is now going to be able to focus into another area that is going to generate value and utilities for them. So the example that we want to use is a manufacturing company here in Mexicali, Beams, which as we know it better here is a maquiladora that manufactures products for Mitsubishi Electric. So up until the year 2011, the Beams here in Mexicali, they used to manufacture Mitsubishi TVs. But the problem was that part of the company was no longer generating revenue because companies like Samsung and Sony were producing better TVs. So the market, it just no longer was working for Mitsubishi. So what they had to do was focus on another part of the company that was air conditioners. So here in Mexicali, they closed down all the TV production. They sold some of the machinery, and they were able to even use some part of the machinery to produce the air conditioners. So pretty much they eliminated the TV production and now turned this maquiladora here in Mexicali into an air conditioning production that is later exported to the United States to be sold. So they applied this investment strategy with the TVs that they were no longer generating revenue, and they started focusing on air conditioning. So we saw that this investment strategy applied very well because the company up until this day is working and generating revenue pretty well. These are sources that we use, and that would be pretty much it. Thank you.